Hello people, what up? Today I'm going to be talking about my entire content creation system. If you guys are curious how I post content every day, how I post short form videos every day, how I post 2 videos a week on YouTube and stay consistent with it, this is the video. I'm going to tell you my entire schedule and my entire system, basically, of creating my own content. So my current schedule as of March 2024, I post 1 short form video every single day, and I upload 2 YouTube videos per week, Monday night and Friday night at 8 p.m. So that's my schedule. Now, how do I do it? What's the process? First, I start with writing. I use Notion, the software app, to write my scripts and write my notes and write my ideas down, and also use my notebook to write everything down too. I wrote the speaking notes for this video right here on my physical notebook. Okay, short form videos. How do I write them? Every single short form video of mine, I write an entire script line by line. And when I say line by line is with short form videos, I have to speak each line one by one. So every sentence, because in post-production, in editing, I'm going to cut it up and it'll sound like one whole flowing video. So yeah, for short form videos, I have an entire script, but the script isn't long though, but it is very precise. Every time I film short form videos, I speak the entire script word by word. That's how important it has to be, because I plan how I'm going to say my hook, how I'm gonna say this line, or what my body language will be for this line and stuff. Also, I have screenplay, so I have like cutscenes and like little skits that I film after talking to the camera, right? So I can add as extra footage on top of my short form content, so it's like more engaging, especially for like my storytelling videos if you've seen them. And yeah, for those scenes I have to write them one by one as well. So on top of the line that I'm going to read, I put scene and like what I'm going to act out on top of it. And then so it's like scene, line, and blah blah blah. That's the whole script. Okay, for long form videos, I used to write an entire script for long form videos, so I would like just read it out and like sound like a robot if you've watched my earlier videos. But now, for example, in this video, I just write individual dot points. So my script or my notes for recording and filming my YouTube long form videos, I just use dot point form. But for my cinematic films, if you've seen them, they have voiceovers, so I have to write an entire script, and like I don't use a camera like this to talk in front of the camera. I just act out like some scenes and film it with some cool shots, but the voiceover, I just use my mic, that's all. So yeah, for my cinematic films, it's scene by scene, line by line. So that is how I write my content. Now let's move on to how I shoot my content. I shoot with a Sony ZV-E10 camera. Pretty good. I'm still learning how to operate it, but it's pretty fun to use. It's very small and compact, and the quality is pretty crisp. And my microphone here, I use the F-Juice SL40 microphone. You can buy that on Amazon for like 80 bucks in Australian dollars. It's pretty good, very reliable. So for my filming schedule, I dedicate 1 day a week, or maybe sometimes 2, but usually it's just 1 full day of just filming. For example, today, it's Monday. I usually film on Mondays or Wednesdays. This week, I'm filming all my content, all my shorts on Monday. I just filmed 1 video before this. This is the second video of the day. And I just filmed 2 long form and 7 short form videos for the entire day. And that's it. And obviously I follow all the scripts and stuff. So it's basically just 9 pieces of content filmed in 1 day. But where do I start? Because in a content system, you need to do task by task. You can't just be like all chaotic, even though filming content is chaotic, right? Like it's such a hands-on process, but you need to try to organize it and have a routine as much as possible, right? For example, for me, I start filming with headshots only. So talking to the camera, that's the first thing I do. For 2 videos and 7 shorts, I just film all of the talking camera shots that I need. And then I move on to filming all the cutscenes around my house. I don't need to speak into the microphone anymore, so I just act out and film around my house. That's the second. And then I film all the cinematic shots for the long form videos. It is very spontaneous though, like filming content throughout 1 day, especially if you spend 1 day of filming a week, which is very efficient by the way. It's very spontaneous, very chaotic, very stressful, because you have lots of things to do and you want to get everything perfect, right? It's very hands-on, very physical. Like it's embracing your creativity in the moment as well. It's very present. Okay, now that I've told you how I film my content, now let's move on to how I edit my content. I edit with the CapCut software app. CapCut is great for short form content and it works for me with long form too. So the first edits I do is the 2 YouTube videos. So that's always first. I edit those 2 long form videos first, and then I move on to the 7 short form videos. And here's an important point. I don't multitask. I don't edit multiple videos at once. No, that is like the biggest mistake a creator can do, in my opinion, because it's just not efficient. So what I do is I edit videos one by one, and for each edit I have multiple tasks, right? So like cutting and color correction and transitions and effects and captions and whatnot, right? So I do each task one by one as well. And this is very important because if you're a video editor, it's such a big mistake when you try to juggle with like multiple tasks in a single project. So for me, I like to do my cuts first. So all my cuts, that's the first task. Once I've finished that throughout the entire project, throughout the entire video, then I move on to color correction. After I've color corrected everything, then I move on to adding the extra footage for like my short form videos, for example, right? Then after that, for short form videos, let's say for example, I move on to adding music and sound effects. After adding all of that, then I move on to typing in my captions. So it's like task by task, very, very important. Like I really, really, really recommend you, if you edit your own videos, please do it task by task. Do not multitask and, you know, try and juggle as many things throughout your editing process. It's so messy and chaotic and it's very stressful. So task by task. Editing takes about 2 to 3 days of me. I'd spend like 3 hours, 4 hours for each day of editing, I'd say. Or maybe if I'm free the entire day, then I'd spend the entire day editing and I'd get a good amount done. So it'll take about 2 to 3 days, maybe sometimes 4, but it won't take any longer than that. I make 7 pieces of short form videos because I need to have at least 1 piece of content that goes out every day. And I think the most efficient piece of content these days to consistently put out is short form videos. So that's why I post 7 a week, which is once a day. Also, I don't just do video content, by the way. I also have images and written content. So on X and on Instagram. So if you want to see my system for those 2 types of content, comment down below for part 2.